बराह रास्त लिए चलेंगे आपको नायब वज़ीर आज़म वज़ीर ख़ारजा इशाक़ डार और नॉर्वे के वज़ीर ख़ारजा न्यूज़ कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं.
It looks forward to further strengthening these ties in the days and weeks and months to come. It is a matter of great privilege and satisfaction that the bilateral political consultations between our two countries have become a regular feature. We are looking forward to hosting the next round of BPC in Islamabad later this year in the winter. Both sides agreed that our bilateral trade is below the potential of both economies and need to be enhanced through effective measures. Pakistan offers enormous investment opportunities to Norwegian companies, and it is heartening to see many leading Norwegian companies investing in Pakistan. A renowned Norwegian company, Yara International, is establishing a joint venture in plant nutrition with Fauji Fertilizer Company in Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, I hope this initiative will be a trailblazer for many more future projects between our two great countries. Our technology partnership with Norway is a success story. Pakistan IT exports to Norway have grown more than fivefold in the last 2 years, and I have no doubt that this is only the beginning. We also agreed on the expeditious finalization of various agreements and MOUs under process between our two countries and are in progress with different ministries in our respective countries. Pakistan share a convergence of perspectives on climate change. It was a very good discussion. It is heartening to note that Pakistan and Norway signed the MOU under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement on 1st of April this year. We also discussed cooperation in maritime affairs. I briefed my friend that Pakistan is one of the world's largest ship recycling facilities, and our strategic location makes it the most competitive and nearest recycling destination in this maritime region for ships coming from Norway. We are grateful to Norway's maritime authorities for their support in building capacity and providing technical training for Pakistan's shipbreaking industry, in line with the Hong Kong Convention. Ladies and gentlemen, both Pakistan and Norway agreed to enhance people-to-people contacts, which can become defining for our relations and serve as social and cultural bridges between the two countries. We also noted that Pakistan-Norway parliamentarian friendship groups have been established in the Senate and the National Assembly of Pakistan to promote cooperation between the two countries' parliamentary bodies. Labor mobility was also a key area that we discussed. We agreed to continue work on legal pathways for Pakistan's skilled manpower, stressing the need to combat human smuggling and illegal migration. Both sides agreed that by providing safe, orderly and regular migration channels, we not only protect migrants' rights and lives, but also dismantle the illegal model of smuggling human rights networks. Both Pakistan and Norway share a commitment to multilateralism, the principles of the United Nations Charter, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and the peaceful settlement of disputes. Our two countries remain actively engaged on issues related to UN Security Council, and the two sides have strong convergence of views on major issues. Building on our previous experience working together in international bodies and multilateral fora, both sides affirmed their desire to continue mutual support and consultations in such forums. Ladies and gentlemen, during our discussions, I briefed Excellency, my friend, and his delegation on the issue of Jammu and Kashmir, which remains one of the long-standing unresolved international disputes and has been on the UN Security Council agenda since 1948, with numerous resolutions adopted on it by the Security Council since then. I also briefed His Excellency, my friend, that India had added a new dimension to an already volatile security situation by unilaterally announcing the abeyance of Indus Water Treaty in contravention of international law. We reiterate that India must end the weaponization of water and uphold its treaty obligations under the international legal obligations. I also briefed His Excellency Foreign Minister of Norway on our diplomatic efforts to promote dialogue. de-escalation and peaceful settlement of the US-Iran conflict, I am grateful to His Excellency for appreciating Pakistan's role as a mediator in the conflict. Excellency has been actively in contact with me throughout post-28th of February issue, and we have been exchanging notes and updating each other on the developments which have been taking place in this context. I also shared and we also discussed broadly the latest trilateral agreement between Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, the Mecca Joint Defense Agreement 2026. We had great discussion, and it happens all the three countries enjoy the best of relations with Norway, and His Excellency has been interacting with our common colleagues, the foreign ministers of all these countries. We agreed on the need to find peaceful solution to the international conflicts in full respect of the principles of international law and the UN Charter. I thank His Excellency, my dear friend, for his visit. I am confident that this visit will open a new chapter in Pakistan-Norway relations and will contribute to greater cooperation and mutual prosperity for the people of both countries in the years ahead. I thank you, Excellency. Over to you.
Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar, dear friends, I'm really happy and honored to be here. It's correct that it's 10 years ago since the last Foreign Minister's visit, so it was about time. And I promised you many months ago that I would come, and today I live up to my promise, and I was looking very much forward to this visit, which is short but very effective. And I very much look forward to the remainder of this day, where I have many interesting meetings with the government, also with Field Marshal Munir and with other key players. I want to say, I echo everything that was said. It's a strong partnership between our two countries, between our two communities, the people of Pakistan and Norway. We have a sizable diaspora of Pakistani descent, Norwegian Pakistani citizens in Norway. Many of them are in key positions of politics and society and are a very welcome contribution to our country. And the fact that we have so many people who know these two countries intimately should also be yet another argument for strengthening our economic ties. So as the Deputy Prime Minister said, we are also discussing that in the context of specifics, but also a desire to strengthen our trade relations in more structural ways, which will be a topic for upcoming discussions, including in the context of the Abbtakk-Pakistan partnership, which could be developed further, and that would provide for more economic relations for mutual benefit. I also really want to reiterate again our strong support for the very important role that Pakistan has taken in this very dramatic war that started on the 28th of February with the Israeli-US attack on Iran. Norway was one of the Western countries that were clearest and earliest in stating that this war in itself is a violation of international rules. If we stand up for international law, it has to apply to everyone, everywhere, all the time. And even if we have significant disagreements with Iran on other issues, they also have the right to be protected as a state, as we all have. That also means that we had an entry point to Iran, as well as we, as a close ally of the US, have excellent relations with Washington. And knowing this field of peace, mediation, facilitation, I know how hard it is. I know what a massive task you're taking on when you offered Islamabad, not only as the venue, but also as the facilitator of these talks. And I think that what you personally, Mohammad Ishaq Dar, but also your Prime Minister, the Field Marshal, what you have been doing is really a service to the world, and hence also to us. This matters to us as a citizen of the world. It matters also to us as a large shipping nation, because one, as you mentioned it yourself, we share an interest in open sea lanes, in the ability to trade in the high seas, and to respect the very important the Constitution of the Oceans, which is the UNCLOS, the UN Convention of the Law of the Seas. And whatever emerges from this tragic and unnecessary war in the Gulf, we need to protect the principle of free passage. I'm so happy that we see completely eye to eye on what has to be this. And I would like this opportunity again to send a message to anyone involved out there in that conflict that this issue of free passage and an open strait is not an issue for the warring parties alone. It's a global issue that we have a shared interest in promoting. I was happy to have this opportunity to discuss other regional issues, ranging from Jammu Kashmir to Afghanistan, and of course the challenging relationship with that country, and also with activities stemming out of Afghanistan, a country we also know well and where we are also active. I was glad to learn more about this new trilateral defense cooperation. As you kindly mentioned, these are 3 countries with whom Norway have very good and close relations. Saudi Arabia is the country with whom we established the 2-year-old global alliance to promote the 2-state solution in Palestine. Norway has always had a strong dedication to making sure that the promise of what once was the Oslo Agreement one day is fulfilled, that we have a free, sovereign and independent Palestinian state living in peace with its neighbor Israel and all other neighbors. And we keep working on that, and I'm again very happy that this is also an issue where Pakistan and Norway totally agrees and cooperate. And likewise, I mentioned Saudi Arabia, also Turkey is a country that Norway works with closely. So we thought this was a very interesting development, and I was happy to have the opportunity to learn more about it. And then finally, I was in my relatively recent past, I was also Minister of Climate and Environment, and for that reason I followed these negotiations very closely. I've seen the extreme effects on Pakistan of floods and other expressions of climate change, and I'm happy to have a foreign minister colleague that is so dedicated to that case. And we agreed that while of course we have specialized ministries for this, it's also a foreign policy issue. And if you need one additional argument for stopping wars, apart from relieving suffering and ending economic harm, it is that mankind should collectively try to focus on the real issues that requires real cooperative action, that includes combating nature loss, climate change, promoting global health and fighting poverty. So these are all issues on our agenda, and thank you very much for hosting me in such a splendid way.
इस्लामाबाद में नायब वज़ीर आज़म इशाक़ दार और नॉर्वे के वज़ीर ख़ारजा एस्पेन बार्थेडे की मुश्तरका न्यूज़ कॉन्फ्रेंस बराह रास्त आपने देखी, जिसमें नॉर्मन वज़ीर ख़ारजा ने कहा कि अमन के फ़रोग़ के लिए कोशिशें की जा रही हैं। पाकिस्तान और नॉर्वे के दरमियान मजबूत शराकतदारी पर मबनी रवाबित हैं। पाकिस्तान का दौरा मुख्तसर लेकिन इंतहाई मौसर है।